this.
All right.
Oh, I get to go first. I'm Karen. And my three, call them things, are music, family, and this class. Music because that's what I've done all my life. And there's nothing that stirs my soul more. I had my voice teacher in college was the one who saw something in me, and I always knew I could sing, but I didn't know how to get it out. So he did, and then then I started listening to other sopranos like Kathleen Battle, who was just an unbelievable 70s and 80s coloratura soprano. And that's who I kind of gravitated towards, and that's who that would be the same voice type, fa, which I would be in. So music is, to me, like nothing else. Family, because there's nobody else who's going to be there for you in the really bad times. Damn, I don't know where this is coming from. You're the shrink, tell me. So I have two beautiful daughters, and I have a great husband of 30 years. So put that aside. The final thing is this class and working with all you people. Ever since I was little, I wanted to act, but I never got the support for that. This class and the cold reading class has brought things out of me that surprised even me.
And Julian too.
Yeah, Julian was a surprise, and he was surprised. Yeah, I kind of go back and go, geez, maybe that wasn't a good thing.
Oh no, that was great.
That was a good thing.
Yeah.
So it allows me to be to bring up parts of my personality that I've kept kind of hidden and kind of down. So in the acting, I can use all the different facets of myself. The music, the rampant sexuality, and the martial arts. So I can bring all those things together. And there is a quote on my refrigerator, and it's from T.S. Eliot, and this is what it says. Only those, okay, oh shit, it's all gone. What happened to it? It went away, hold on. There it is, that's not the quote. It keeps going away. Oh, wait, there it is. Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
That's a very memorable quote.
Okay.
Folks who have inspired me, my great-grandfather, he was born before electricity. He lived to be 96 years old. So we landed a man on the moon before he died, and that span is just incredible. And how he inspired me was that when he was 94, he was in a home for the aged. And I worked in a family business, and my dad gets this call from the home. They're having a problem with Nathan. We need to go and settle that. And I walked into the room, and here's my great-grandfather with the director of the home, 4 nurses, and one of the doctors, and my dad and me. I'm 11. And they close the door, and the director says to my grandfather, "Nathan, you have to stop chasing the nurses. You can have any of the women that are here. They all love you, they all adore you, and I have no problem with you being with any of them, but you have to leave these folks alone. And my grandfather, without batting an eye, looked at the director and said, "Doc, you can have the old ladies, I'll take the nurses." And the next thing I know, I was whisked out of the room. But I totally aspired to be in my mid-90s and have that attitude toward life. A second person was Paul Clinton Eccles, and he was a singer for the New York Philharmonic, among other things. He got me into music, and back then you had to line up in the gym to register for your classes. And I get up, I'm going to take the music appreciation course, which is required, and I get to the front and this guy is behind the desk. He says, "Well, you can take that class or you can take this intro to music theory and really learn something about music." And the professor who teaches it is the best instructor that we have here at the university, and probably one of the best in the world. And like a dope, I said, "Okay, I'll take the music theory class." He said, "Great, I'll see you in class on Monday." And he was everything that he said he was. He was just an amazing man, and gave me the inspiration to become a musician. And I've done it for 55 years now professionally, and I love doing it. It's, as Karen said, it's nourishment for the soul. And I love playing for people and watching the reactions of them. And I'll segue into a third person. Oh goodness. When I was a psychologist, I worked with this kid who was born with defects due to the incompetence of the physician who delivered him. Taylor was brilliant. Probably had an IQ of 130, 140. Could not move a muscle in his body. I worked for 3 years with IBM to try to develop a switch to enable him to utilize a computer. And after 3 years, we were successful. His parents, just the best. They made this kid's life wonderful, and in spite of it being, the physician who caused this, they were the best folks in terms of outlook, and they brought him to see my band play. And I never wanted to play better. It was just amazing. His mom picked him up and danced with him the entire night, and afterwards came and tried to thank me for making it such a wonderful evening for him and her. And I think about that all the time, how courageous Taylor was. He's very successful. He's a multimillionaire. And I'm still in touch with him here and there, but whenever I get upset about myself or down about whatever it might be, it's very easy to think of Taylor and to know that there's nothing to complain about on the planet. He gave me one of the best nights of my life, if not many days afterwards, and I'm very thankful for him.